Mo and Larry each need to raise $200 to go on a trip with their school band. Mo has $35 in savings and earns $20 per week delivering papers. Okay, has 35 and he's earning 20. Larry has $65 in savings and earns $10 per week. So earning meaning going up, doing yard work. Use Desmos to find the time in weeks when Mo and Larry will have the same amount of money in their savings account. Submit your graph as a screenshot in Google Classroom. Be thoughtful about scale and don't forget your labels. Okay, first thing we need to do is come up with the equations that we're going to put into Desmos. So I've got Mo. He starts with $35 and he's earning $20 a week. So we're going to go y is 35 plus 20x. Okay, and I'm going to write over here that x is weeks and y is money. And Larry starts with $65, 65, and earns $10 per week. Okay, so I'm going to go over to Desmos and we're going to go ahead and graph those. Let's see here. Let's do Mo first. So we have y equals 35 plus 20x. There's Mo. And Larry's equation was starting at $65 and we're going up by $10 each week. Okay, notice, well, I can't see anything. So let's see here. I'm going to zoom out till I can find where they intersect. And it's going to be only in the x-axis. Ah, okay. So looks like we intersect at 395. So we need to be thoughtful about our scale, and we also need to put in our labels. So I need to make sure I see 3. So maybe I start at -2 and go to 5. I always like to go a couple over the value that I need. And my y-axis, I need to get to 95. So maybe start at -10 and go to 105. So let's check and see what happens here. So we said that x was number of weeks. Again, we need to get to 3. So we're going to start at -2 and go to maybe 5. And the y-axis was money earned. And let's start at maybe -5. And we need to get to 95. So maybe we go up to 110. That's pretty good. 395. I'm going to go ahead and move this over so I can really see what's happening here. Okay, so my scale's good. I can see what's happening on the graph. I've got my labels, and there is 395. And from here, you'd go ahead and take your screenshot and submit it. I would save as well if I were you. Back to the problem, we want to check your answer above by solving the problem algebraically. So we know that it was in 3 weeks, they'll both have $95. Okay, so we should write that. In 3 weeks, Mo and Larry both have $95. Okay, that's what 395 means. Now, we want to check our answer by solving. So we want to know when Mo's earnings is equal to Larry's earnings. So equal values method, we're going to take 35 plus 20x and set it equal to 65 plus 10x. And we're going to go ahead and try to isolate x on one side. Subtract 10x. So I get 35 plus 10x equals 65. I got to get rid of this 35 on the left side. So I'm left with 10x equals 30. Let me write this over here. Right, this is what I was left with, 10x, 65 minus 35, 10x equals 30. So x is going to be 3. And if I want to know what y is, I'm going to simply plug in my x value up here for Larry or for Mo. So if I plug it in for Larry, I get 10 times 3 is 30 times, or excuse me, plus 65 is 95. Okay. Or if you plugged in for Mo, you have 20 times 3 is 60, plus 35 is also 95. Good way to check. Okay, so there is my work. Okay. In 3 weeks, Mo and Larry both have $95. We checked. Okay. C, how long will each boy have to work to have enough money for the trip? Well, if we go back up to the original problem, we need to raise $200 to go on the trip. Okay, so there's 2 ways that I can think of doing this problem. Well, there's 3 ways. One way that would take forever is you make a table until you see that they both have $200 or more. Or you could look at the graphs back in Desmos and find when they both have $200. Or you could solve by using an equation. I'm going to use algebra. This is Mo. I want to know when Mo has $200. So we subtract 35. I get 20x is equal to 165. We divide by 20. I get x equals 8.25. Now we can't say 8.25 weeks, okay, because we don't know if he's getting, like, I think he's just getting paid at the end of the week, 20 bucks. So in the 8th week, he won't have enough money. So Mo will have earned enough in 9 weeks. Okay. Now Larry's equation is 65 plus 10x. We want to know when he has $200. So we subtract 65. 135 equals 10x. Divide by 10, and you get 13.5. So again, 13 weeks won't be enough. We're going to need to work for 14 weeks. So Larry will have enough money in 14 weeks. Okay. I'll show you the other way by looking at Desmos. Okay, so the first equation is Mo, and we have Larry, and we want to know when they each have $200 earned. So not weeks, we want to figure out what that X is when the earnings are $200. So I'm going to zoom out because I can't even see 200. Oh, there's 200. Okay, so let's see here. If I'm really close, and I can't tell exactly, so I want to know when Y is 200. So I'm going to type in Y equals 200, and it gives me the actual points. So I've got 8.25 weeks for Mo, and I've got 13.5 weeks for Larry. Right? Boom. Desmos is awesome.